Hello, everyone. Happy SmackDown Thursday. We have a very international Bite This in store for you today. La Resistance and Trish Stratus will be joining us via the telephone, but joining us here via in person is none other than Zach Gowen. Zach, how you doing today, bud?
Josh, good to see you in person.
Yeah, always good to see you, Zach.
Good to see you.
Hey, I want to send a big shout out right now to a guy I know who's watching, and he's watching this show very closely. Big shout out to the Fink. Fink, we know you're there, man. Thanks for your support.
Zach, first of all, I got a question for you. What are you doing in Stanford, and does Mr. McMahon know that you're in his building right now? And if he does, I might have to take a leave of absence.
Well, I'm in Stanford because I had so much fun last week calling in on the show. I decided to come in. I'm also in town because Dr. Tom has a few training tips for me against the big guy at the pay-per-view.
Well, let me just say this, Zach, right off the bat, that I've been in the ring with Mr. McMahon, helping him train for his match against Hulk Hogan. So I know exactly how Mr. McMahon works. I know that he'll take any advantage and any shortcut he can. And that's one of the reasons why there's no pressure on you, really. I mean, you're only stepping in on a high-profile pay-per-view match against the boss here in World Wrestling Entertainment. So the thing I want you to do is learn how to relax and take advantage of Mr. McMahon's disadvantages, whatever they may or may not be.
And we'll be talking all about vengeance throughout the hour here on Bite This. But joining us now, a surprise call-in, is none other than Lita. Lita, you're on the phone with Josh, myself, Zach Gowen, and Dr. Tom. How's it going?
Good. You got a motley crew going on there today, huh?
You're not kidding. Wow. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm getting ready to get back in the ring. But before I do, I'm having a pet celebration. I think it's pretty well known. I've been involved in animals pretty heavily this past year. And so kind of like as a closure to this year to feel like I've done something with my time off, I'm having a big festival party celebration for animals this Saturday.
And the deal's called Adore, correct?
Right. I started Adore. It's my own foundation that I started, and this is our kickoff event. It's Adore, which is the acronym for Amy Dumas Operation Rescue and Education.
Oh, very, very
so
cool.
This is our first, it's our local function, our kickoff for Adore, and then the national kickoff will be when my book comes out. I have that set up where a portion of the proceeds from my book goes to Adore as well.
Right on, and this is in Aberdeen, North Carolina this Saturday, correct?
Right, it's right near Southern Pines, which is right near where me and Matt and Jeff all live down there, so North Carolina country.
Very good. You know, I had a chance earlier to take a look at the new WWE magazine. And Phil, I think there's one right over there if we want to show the cover. And it talks about you getting ready to make a comeback in the ring. And I've got to tell you this, though. After my wife saw the feature on you where you were actually doing volunteer work for the animal shelters, she also likes doing things like that, and she really got a new appreciation for what you do.
Cool. So that's cool. I see I'm getting new fans that don't even like me for being Lita, but then I get the crossover audience, which is always good to broaden your fan base.
Yeah. No
Lita,
doubt.
how are you feeling these days? How's everything going? As you say, you're getting ready to get back in the ring. When can we expect that, and how are you feeling?
I feel awesome. I feel so good, and it actually took a long time, and I wasn't feeling as good as I wanted to a year out, which was, an estimated time for me to be back. But as of now, I feel really good. I might be up there, if Zach's still up there, but I might be up there hanging out with Dr. Tom, getting some training tips as well before I go back in the ring. But I'm feeling, it could be any time, and I don't know when. I'm kind of preparing for when I do get that call to come back that I'm more than ready.
Very cool. I know that the girls and guys down in OVW are looking forward to maybe seeing you come down that way as well. Something you're looking forward to, maybe stepping foot in an OVW ring?
Yeah, we've made a stop down there before, and it's always good to get a, it's definitely not the same feel as you get stepping into a WWE ring, but that smaller feel, more intimate of going down and kind of testing your things out before you get fully ready.
And I know we're all looking forward to seeing Lita back on WWE programming as soon as possible. But Lita, now Adore, this event Saturday in Aberdeen, is this something that people can come to, and what's going to be going on there?
Well, it's from noon to 5, and from noon to 2, I'll be signing autographs and doing Polaroids and stuff. But we're also going to have pet competitions with the fastest tail wagger. And
hey, Dr. Tom's got ferrets.
They can make a run for the fastest tail, but usually, the the boxers and the Doberman stuff with dock tails, they have an advantage because they've got the tiny tails.
Or they might eat Dr. Tom's ferrets, too.
Yeah,
That's also a possibility.
I wouldn't want that to happen right now.
Well, there you go. Anyone in the Aberdeen, North Carolina area, go out and see Lita this Saturday. And
It's not limited to people in the Aberdeen area, though. We've actually got phone calls coming in from the different organizations that I'm working with. People are actually making a road trip out of this. So I'm psyched to meet people that are coming long distance to come out for that.
Right on. So there you go. Lita, thank you for joining us here on Bite This, and we're looking forward to seeing you as soon as possible.
I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
Very
Lita.
good. Always nice to talk to Lita. I'm glad to see that she's feeling a lot better and ready to come back.
Sounds better, too.
Yeah, sounds a lot better.
Can't wait to see her back in the ring.
No doubt, man. You're kind of a daredevil like Lita. I mean, she was always doing moonsaults and doing things that really got her noticed, and it looks like...
I stole her top rope moonsault. I hope she's not too mad about it.
Yeah, well, someone much wiser than I said we steal things from everybody. So
I think I'd rather watch Lita do the moonsault than me, but that's just me personally. I don't know.
Very cool.
All right, like I said, an international Bite This for today. We got La Resistance joining us on the phone, as well as Trish Stratus. I know we got just instant feedbacks all over the place about Trish, and emails and phone calls. I tried calling, I couldn't even get through earlier. So many people are calling to talk to Trish.
Did I mention I want to shout out to Fink? He's a big fan of yours,
No, I'm sure.
He
is.
He loves you, Josh.
Yeah.
He's a big fan of yours, definitely.
I love Fink.
Yeah, who doesn't? Big up.
I'm sure Fink's going to get tons of shout-outs throughout the hour.
Oh,
here,
bet he is.
A couple.
It's just started.
Yeah.
And, we're getting ready to talk to Trish Stratus as soon as possible. But right now, let's take a clip. Let's take a look at a clip. This is Trish battling Molly Holly at last September's Unforgiven. Make sure you give us a call at 888-LIVE-WWE to talk to Trish. Unforgiven, last September, and who could forget Unforgiven? What an event that was, and now we look towards Vengeance and what an event that's going to be. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, joining us now on the telephone is Trish Stratus. Trish, you're on the phone with Josh Matthews, Zach Gowen, and Dr. Tom.
Hey, guys.
What's up,
How are
Trish?
you?
I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic. We just saw you win the women's championship for a third time. You got to feel great about that, but also you have to feel great about the fact that one of your fellow country women.
Hold on. You got to back up. What did you just say to me?
You got to feel great about winning the championship
No. Yeah, for the...
for a third time.
Really? Somebody's not counting.
Isn't that what it said?
That would have been my fourth time at WrestleMania.
Then
Oh, no,
Jay-
we were looking at
Oh,
Unforgiven.
yeah,
We were
sure.
looking at Unforgiven.
Yeah, we're looking at Unforgiven. Thank you.
Oh, I see.
Wow. Let's start over. Hey, I want to
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the phone now is Trish Stratus.
Wow.
Trish, how's it going?
How are you?
Guys, how are you?
what I was going to get at, how good does it feel to have Gail Kim come into World Wrestling Entertainment and win the championship right off the bat? She's from Canada. She actually has a little bit of, I guess, background in common with you.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I mean, obviously, anytime we have a new character enter the WWE is exciting. But, to have a woman enter and a woman who, is bringing this new work style, I guess you could say, that's very exciting. And I think it's a great way to shake up the women's division, get people interested, and certainly people are talking more about it. I think it was kind of cool. We had 2 segments on Raw, women involved in 2 segments. I think that's a good sign. So, yeah, it's really awesome.
So you think it was good that Gail came in and won the women's championship in her first match?
I think it was certainly a way to shake up the women's division. I think people are talking. I think people are interested, and I think, we're all tuning in now to go, wow, what do you do now? And that's great for her. I think, and actually, Coach said it on Monday. He said all she knows is success. So that's very interesting to go into, your next match like that and to go into programs like that. So it should be interesting, and I'm curious, just not only as in the division, but from an onlooker to see what happens next.
Right.
Well, I think the fact is that Gail did come in, and she didn't get an easy match by any means. She was in there against 3 other women, and of course, I think everyone was taking their frustrations out. And once she found out that she was going to be one of the last 2, she really kicked it up a notch. But Trish, there's something I want to ask you as well, because I get a lot of tapes, I get a lot of pictures from, I don't want to use the term fitness models, but I will, but women who have participated in fitness contests, things like that, want to be in World Wrestling Entertainment, and then all of a sudden they get that one workout in and they figure, hey, it's not as easy as it looks. Do you see anybody out there on the horizon that possibly could come in WWE right now that is either a fitness model or someone that wants to break in?
Well, probably much like you, I get a lot of, fitness people contacting me and whatnot. And obviously, you know, a lot of fitness girls are in the WWE currently, and it's because of our background and stuff. But you know, I mean, it's a lot more than just having that fitness background that gets us to where we are today. You know, I don't know. I heard now. Is this true? Maybe you guys can confirm. Did we sign Daphne?
Yes.
Yes,
we did.
So I mean, I see a lot of people who I guess have been in the business before, you know, with other companies or other time of the company, and I think that is important to have that kind of background, you know, first and foremost, and to have that sort of training and whatnot. So I wouldn't say that fitness is necessarily the training or the background that you need to have to get into this, but it helps. But I think it's more important to have the, you know, obviously the wrestling and the foundation, you know, basic skills at least, and the tough enough background. That sort of background is, I think, a little bit more important than looking good, which the fitness background brings you.
Right on. Trish, if we can change gears real quick, how were the Much Music Awards?
Oh, they were awesome. Oh, my God. I tell you what, it was just like a crazy event.
Real fast, I don't mean to interrupt you, but just for our fans watching, Much Music is more or less the MTV of Canada, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
MTV of Canada, and what they do is they have it, it's like a huge block party. They have it outdoors, and like the fan, you know, we arrive, and the fans are all standing around waiting for us to arrive in our limos, and there's a red carpet walk, and the concerts and everything is held outdoors, so it's a real cool feel. It's a real different than anything else, and it's really, really like, which obviously is, you know, with our business, it's real important to us to know the fan interaction, how important that is to us. Well, that was another, you know, case of that. So the fans were really, you know, part of everything, and it was really cool. And man, we got out, and it was like me and Chris Jericho did it, and it was just such a cool rock and roll feel. And like, I mean, I got out of the limo, and like the reaction was so crazy. I was like, oh my God, who's here? You know, I'm turning around, I'm like, oh shoot, that was for me. You know, so it was real cool, and we got to present Best Video, which is a high-profile part of the show because it was obviously the Much Music Video Awards. So a really cool event, and Flair magazine dressed me up, so I had people dressing me, and it was really a cool event.
Cool, right on. You've been all over the place, too, throwing out the first pitch of the Blue Jays game. Easy for me to say, I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. Well, actually, John Cena threw out the day before, so I heard that I have a much better pitch than John. So, I mean, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but
hey, trust me, your pitch is a lot better.
With the guys. What's that?
Thank you very much. No, I said your pitch is a lot better, by the way, Trish.
Uh-huh.
A lot better.
You can't say things under your breath on the radio show. I mean, I'm here. You gotta.
That's okay. Hey, by the way, you know, we've noticed the success that La Resistance has had, and they're going to be on with us a little bit later as well. Mm-hmm. Your first impressions of these guys?
Well, I think they're awesome. You know, they're awesome characters, and I think that's so important. And I think, you know, it's like, as a wrestling fan, what I loved about wrestling, what I love about wrestling is these characters and these, you know, kind of over-the-top characters and almost caricatures of certain people. And I think that's what they present, and I think that's why they're so entertaining. And I think, you know, I've already seen, like, their work improve just as like an adjustment period, like as far as they came in pretty quickly, so it was interesting to see how they would adjust in the ring, and I think they've made, you know, really, you know, vast improvements just even since they debuted. And you know, to me, the most important part about them and the most, you know, intriguing part about them is their character. And I mean, just everything. They got the facials, they got the mannerisms. It's just, that's so entertaining, and that's, you know, I think we need more of that actually in our, you know, more characters and more over the top characters, I think.
Well, La Resistance, of course, rookies here in the WWE. Zach Gowen, a rookie here in the WWE. Can you tell us about your rookie year here and, you know, what it was like coming up and all that stuff?
My rookie year, pretty interesting. Obviously, you know, came in as a valet, and I learned so much. You know, I got to be ringside and watch, you know, closely what kind of stuff goes on in the ring, and thankfully I was able to, I guess, take that and those experiences and kind of put it into what I do now. You know, as far as, you know, everyone says, oh, you guys, you have great facials, and you're really on about those sort of things. Well, that's the kind of thing I learned as a valet, and I think, you know, that's important for people coming up and women specifically. I think they're doing a great job with like Nydia and Shaniqua, and I think that's a great way to build character. You know, you bring them in, they get to be ringside. You have a secondary role, and you know, you're enhancing another character. I think that's real important, and that's just a great way to learn the ropes. And being ringside, you learn so much, you know, and especially watching, for example, Nydia watching Jamie Noble, she's probably learning a ton just watching how he's working in the ring and his psychology in the ring, and so that's something she can apply once she, you know, hopefully will become a competitor, you know, singles competitor herself and get a little more singles action as well. So I think that's a great way to learn. I think that's a great way to lay a foundation and build a character as well.
That's a great point. And
yeah.
now we
hey,
got
Zach, how you doing?
Good, Trish. How are you?
Good. I'm trying to like decipher all your voices. You guys all sound the same.
I'm just laying low, letting the pilots direct this airplane right now. That's for
There's
sure.
going to be plenty of time for autopilot for Zach to do a little bit later, man. Don't worry.
Oh, we got plenty of phone calls as well for you, Trish. We got Sam calling from Florida. Sam, you're on the phone with Trish Stratus.
Hello.
Hi, Sam. How you doing?
Hi, I just want to tell you, like, you're the best wrestler ever, and I love you so much. But my question is, recently seeing you on Matt TV, will we see you in movies in the future?
Well, I don't know. I'll check my mailbox, see if there's any scripts in there, but, Matt TV for me was not much of a reach in the way that I'm kind of quirky and funny, and I love doing comedy, and that's my natural, I guess that's my natural presence, and so that wasn't a far reach for me. I think if they threw a script at me and it was to be dramatic and to become an actor, I would definitely have to, hone my skills and, maybe go to acting, get an acting coach, or do if that was something I wanted to pursue. But I mean, who knows? A lot of opportunities come our way with just being here in the WWE, and it might be something I'd consider, depending, of course, if it was the right role. Of course, if Mike Myers asked me to be in Austin Powers tomorrow, yeah.
Very nice. Yeah. Zach, you have anything you'd like to ask Trish while we have her on the phone?
Well, I want to know how she felt about going to Australia in a couple weeks. I know that the SmackDown tour right now is in Japan, and I'd love to go, but unfortunately I had to, fortunately I had to train with Dr. Tom from her upcoming match. But how do you feel about going to Australia, and if you've ever been there before, what was it like?
Well, I've never been there before. The last tour I wasn't on, so I'm lucky to go on this one. I'm totally excited. I hear it's beautiful. Of course, getting there is something I'm not looking forward to because it's very long and long travels and whatnot. But once I'm there, I'm excited. And, I think it's, and you'll find this, Zach, when you go on, like, any international tours, it's such a different feel every time you go somewhere. It's amazing to see, like, it's a culture shock. I mean, not only do you find people are different, but, I mean, when you're performing in front of a different, culture and country, they react different, and it's very interesting to see, and it's quite a learning experience. And Australia should be very interesting. And I hear I'm going to be doing a little confidential piece where I'll be, visiting some koala bears and things like that. So I'm excited about doing something like that as well. So I'll get to actually see some stuff in Australia, which is always cool.
Very cool.
Trish, we understand your DVD will be coming out September 23rd.
I know. I'm so excited. I swear I've been, like, for a while going, hey, I have so much stuff I could put on a tape and show people, you know what I mean? But it's just, I'm so glad that it's taken this long to actually put the CD or the DVD together, because I have so much, it's I actually sat down and, I've been writing down ideas for, if I was to ever put it on, a DVD. And it's interesting. I'm really excited about showing the evolution of my character and, how I came in as a valet and how my role evolved and my character evolved. And I'm really, really excited about it. I've worked really closely with the producers here, and I really wanted to make sure I told the right story. And, it's a story that's obviously about me, and it's very special to me to tell this story. So I've been waiting for this opportunity, and I'm, closely, just going along each step and setting up these interviews and making sure every point is kind of, covered. And I'm totally excited about it. Actually, you know what? I want to say this. We were thinking of doing a DVD extra where we were thinking of the top 10 most stratifying moments. So I want to say to everyone out there, if they go to my website, trishstratus.com, and they go to the comment board, if they could send me their top 10 list, then we certainly will take some ideas and include that as a DVD extra in my home video.
Very nice. I just want to say something real quick, Trish. I do apologize for saying it was the third time you'd won the title. Actually, it was when we saw Unforgiven, but if you win the title one more time, it'll make you a five-time women's champion. What's on the horizon for Trish Stratus after your DVD comes out? I know you still have a great career ahead of you, but what's next for Trish?
Oh, boy. I don't know what's next. I couldn't answer that question like a year ago. People say, what's next? And I don't know. It's like, for me, I'm just going with the flow. And, certainly a year ago I would have never said, I'm going to be in Mad TV, I'm going to do the Much Music Awards, I'm going to be Diva of the Decade. Like, all these things happen. It's just really crazy. And I just try and take, plan baby steps. And really, I love being challenged. And, I think I'm really excited about the women's division right now. The fact that there's so many of us, within the women's division, and there's, chances to, with Lita coming back, I'm super excited about Lita coming back. I think she's just such a great character and a great worker, and to see her come back in the mix is going to be very exciting, I think, for the fans as well. And to see how, how we're going to interact, I think would be interesting and intriguing to the fans as well. So there's a lot of, on the horizon as far as the women's division. Obviously, I'll be looking to capture the title again, another, for the 5th time, which would be a record in the women's division, which is very exciting. And that'll be a big moment, obviously, in my career. But, and also there's just, with the Diva franchise expanding, I mean, we're doing another shoot coming up in, I think it's September. We'll be doing another shoot, and, that's just, there's like 17 Divas now. It's so exciting.
Yeah, there's so many now here in the WWE, but now you were awarded at Raw, at the Raw Anniversary Show, like you mentioned, the 10th anniversary of Raw, Diva of the Decade. How was that? How'd that feel?
That was pretty amazing, considering the company I was with. And I said it then that night, and I'll say it again, that I dedicated the award to the Divas as a group, because I don't think I would have. I mean, everything I've achieved. I mean, you could talk about, well, you've captured the title 4 times. Well, I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't have different competitors to go out there with every time and chase the title or to defend the title. We've had the opportunity to mix it up so many different times with different divas. So I'm lucky that the division is, there's interest in it. People care about it, and people tune in to see it. So that's why we're on TV every week, whereas before it was kind of just a match once in a while. So I'm lucky for that. I'm lucky I've been on the cover twice for the Divas magazine. Well, that's only because they produce a magazine like this now, and we get this opportunity to go out on these shoots. And so, I mean, certainly the things I've achieved is certainly only because of the thing, the platforms exist for me to go out and do that on. So I'm really thankful for that, and I'm proud to be part of the the Divas, I guess you could say.
And it's only getting bigger, each and every week, and things are expanding. And Trish, we got another phone call. I think we got about 100 phone calls. We're going to take one from Scott now from Baltimore. Scott, you're on the phone with Trish Stratus.
Hi, Trish.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, I was wondering where you got the idea for the Stratus faction, the move.
For the move?
Yeah.
Well, when I first started, as a valet, I was starting to be put into singles matches or tag matches and basically work a little bit more. And so my finishing move was something that was fairly easy to execute, which was a running bulldog. And I guess as I became more efficient in the ring, I kind of just, thought I'd do a variation of it. And I tend to say that anytime I deliver a bulldog, I'm delivering Stratisfaction. So whether it's, running, or if it's off the top rope, or if it's a springboard. But I think the springboard kind of looked cool, and it certainly has an impact on my opponent. So that's how I came up with it.
No doubt about it. It's one of 4 women's championships and probably more in the future. Listen, Trish, we appreciate your time and for joining us here on Bite this week. And we look forward to seeing you on TV and at Raw.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Take care, Trish.
Nice.
Thanks, guys.
See ya. Hey, let's do this if we can real quick while I'm thinking about it. Talk about have more money now. What do you think, Zach? I mean,
What do you have there, Dr. Tom?
well, this is Bradshaw's new book, and a lot of interesting little stories, some fiction, some fact. But actually, it's a pretty good book. Talks about how you need to save your money, don't live beyond your means, and certain. Wait a minute. What is
JR's
that?
here.
JR, come on, hold on.
I thought you got it burned.
Come on, listen.
Raw.
Bradshaw's book will be out July, and you need to check it out because it has some very interesting.
I got my copy already, and I'm telling you, it's a great read, and you can learn a lot from it.
You mean the Indians gave us food and then we killed them? Jerry Lawler's Bad Day. Just a couple of stories.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun little book.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. All right.
I like
moving
to
along.
read.
Yes. Do you?
Yeah, I do. I definitely do like to read. Guys, we got Vengeance coming up right around the corner, July 27th, live from Denver, Colorado, only on pay-per-view. I mean, Zach, you're going to play a vital role.
I'm in the match of my lifetime against the CEO of the World Wrestling Entertainment, the head honcho, if you will, Vincent McMahon.
Hey, let me ask you this. I mean, did you ever, I know everybody's, you probably answered this question a million times, but did you ever in your wildest dreams not just think that you'd be here in World Wrestling Entertainment, but be wrestling Vince McMahon on a pay-per-view event?
Not at all.
In your first official match.
Yeah.
I wrestled on the independent circuit in Michigan in front of 20 people each time out. There's no way I ever thought I'd be here right now, and I'm so happy and grateful to be here. Even if it involves fighting the boss, which is might be a plus.
I was going to say you got to feel proud of yourself and happy with the fact that you're standing up to a guy who has intimidated some of the biggest names in this business, and you're going to be standing across the ring from him and have the opportunity to do what a lot of people would like to do.
Right. It's a lot of pressure on my shoulders. I'm only 20 years old. I've been in the business for about 2 years now, and so it's a really big deal for me, and I hope I can live up to some expectations and some goals of mine.
Let's get someone else involved in this conversation. Joining us now, I'm going to throw in his 2 cents. Draws. What's up, Draws?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
It's going good. We got Zach Gowen in the studio today.
I heard, man. Hey, Zach, how's it going out there, buddy?
What's up, Jaws? How are you?
Hey, congratulations for everything out there, man. I'm rooting for you 110%. You've been doing a great job out there.
Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. I appreciate that.
Hey, Draws, Zach was just saying he's 20 years old. He's in his rookie year, and he's done a little training with me today. He's going to do some tomorrow.
Dr. Tom is really stiff. Watch it.
Oh,
he knows.
Oh, okay.
The knots on my head tell the story.
Yeah. Can you kind of give him the way you felt during your rookie year, especially we were in Stanford. You had the chance and the opportunity. We trained every day, watched tapes. Give Zach a little bit of rundown what you went through.
Well, for me, coming from the football background, it was definitely a shock. It wasn't anything that I expected. I mean, the work was unbelievable. I mean, Dr. Tom, not that he tried to kill me, but he tried to train me the right way. And I mean, it's a very time-consuming, as you know, very energy-consuming, entertainment sport. And I tell you what, I wouldn't have, given it up for the world. I enjoyed those times beyond them. But the best part is, as you know, is you go through all that stuff behind the scenes is when you get out in that ring in front of the people. And I know you've felt that, over these, this past few weeks and months. I mean, it's just an unbelievable feeling. I'll tell you what, man, I was cheering for you big time when you were out there. And, like I said, I'm just happy, and I'm looking forward to seeing you against Vincent K out there in the ring.
Thanks, Shraz. Yeah, it should be good. It should be good. I appreciate that.
I think it's going to be one of those things that everybody is going to be a sold-out monitor, and everybody wants to see what Zach is capable of doing against Mr. McMahon. I've got a feeling after seeing you in the ring today and watching you do what you can do, I hope for Vince McMahon's sake he doesn't go into this match a little overconfident. So, Draws, it's one of those things that we can speculate all day long about. But going back to SmackDown, your thoughts this tonight? I know we're going to have some more surprises. But last week on SmackDown, we saw Mr. McMahon try and stack the deck again against Kurt Angle.
Well,
Brock. Pardon me. I'm just a week ahead here, pal. I'm talking about Brock.
Talking about Brock?
Yeah,
Brock.
The 3-on-1 handicap match last week on SmackDown. Mr. McMahon's really trying to take it to Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle, for that matter. I mean, for what they did helping out Zach Gowen, defeat the Big Show and earn his contract in the WWE.
Well, as we know, McMahon will do anything and everything to try to keep people down. And yeah, a 3-on-1 match with Brock. I can't say that I feel sorry for Brock. I mean, he put him in a tough position, but what a performance to put on doing that. I mean, to go, to be going against 3 guys, survive as long as he did, and to do what he did. I mean, he was basically whooping ass out there. And, in the end, it didn't work out well, but I mean, actually, it turned out really bad for him getting put through the announcer table. But, Vince will always find a way to get back at somebody. He will. Even he'll hold a grudge, but he'll always find a way to get back at somebody. And you remember that when you're in the ring with him, Zach. That's one thing you got to remember. He's always going to have something up his sleeve. You'll think one thing's going to happen, and the complete opposite might. So always be prepared. Be prepared for anything from Vince.
Yep, I will keep that in mind. That's for sure.
Well, it looks like again trying to stack the deck against. I guess what I was trying to say earlier, Kurt Angle, by putting the Big Show as part of the mix at Vengeance, when it's Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, and the Big Show going for the WWE Championship. And again, I think throwing Big Show into the mix, trying to give him another shot, him being Big Show at the WWE title, right, is Mr. McMahon's way of trying to throw a monkey wrench, I think, into both Lesnar and Angle's plans.
Well, I think the good thing about that, he's trying to throw the monkey wrench in there. but Kurt and Brock both have a huge distaste for Big Show, and I think that could work to their advantage in maybe, having them kind of, work against him. I mean, of course, it's every man for himself, but I have a feeling those two will work together and try to at least put him down. I'd love to see those two really go at it, Brock and Kurt. But, like you said, Big Show is definitely a big monkey wrench in there, and he could be the X factor in it.
Yep, and in this match at Vengeance, the triple threat match for the WWE Championship, Brock doesn't have to be the one that gets pinned to lose the title, so that also, that adds to the mix. And, Brock and Kurt, as close as they are, they're very competitive as well. So it's going to be very interesting at Vengeance. Draws, we got a phone call for you now. We got
Alrighty.
He's got a Ken from Florida. He's got a question for Zach and Draws. Ken, you're on the phone. What's up, buddy?
Hi, how's it going?
Hey.
My question is for Zach. Zach, I have cerebral palsy, and I'm looking to be a wrestler someday. But, being a disabled wrestler, do you think now that you're, officially in the WWE and you have your contract, it'll open the door for more disabled wrestlers?
Well, that's a very good question, Ken. First of all, don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything hold you back from your dreams. Will it open the door for more disabled wrestlers? Only if they're good enough to be here. And that would be my answer for that. If I wouldn't be here right now if I had no talent. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of talent and connecting with the people and doing what you can do.
Draws, would you concur with that?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it basically it comes down to will, and I mean we've seen Zach's will out there, and it's up to the person. Doc, you've talked about it in your articles. I mean, you have to put the time in, you have to put the effort in, you have to give 110. You have to do everything that you can to fulfill your dream, no matter what it involves. Whether you have to start off at a territory, do whatever you do to try to work yourself up, to the big show, and that's the WWE.
Right.
Do whatever it takes, and and try your best. That's all you can do.
No doubt about it. Josh, maybe you'll be, talking more about this in the column this week. What do you got in store for us?
Well, of course, I actually got a chance this week to check out some of the other shows. A lot of times I'm out and about, but I saw a great match on Velocity with Spanky and Nunzio that really got my blood boiling. And then Maven actually had a great match with Triple H on Heat. And I mean, I was able to catch them. I'm not usually, so I was really happy with those things. But, of course, I'll throw some other comments in there about people and, try to keep people on the edge a little bit.
Looking forward to reading that, Draws. Listen, we appreciate your time, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys, you take care. And, Zach, you be careful out there, man, and take it easy on them.
Thank you. It's good talking to you, Draws.
Take
See
care.
you, man. That's something that I don't think you're going to have to worry about, is taking it easy on Mr. McMahon, because once you step in the ring with the guy and you look at his eyes and they roll back in his head, he gets those shark eyes. It wouldn't be hard, after watching you in the ring, it wouldn't be hard for you to just go ahead and take the initiative and go after him.
After 2-3 months of being humiliated and just degraded on TV, it's all building up and it's going to boil over at Vengeance. I can guarantee you that.
Well, I think it will. I think Mr. McMahon, though, he's one of those guys that you don't want to cross unless you know how to play the game and unless you know what your next move is, because I guarantee you he knows what his is.
And with your help with Dr. Tom, I hope to take him out.
And I want to send out a big shout-out to Howard Finkel.
Howard
Let me do that. Howard Finkel. All right. Just want to say, hey, Fink is watching us today, and I know he's taking notes, and I want to just make sure that Fink knows we're alive.
All right, well, I'm sure the Fink's looking forward to hearing La Resistance on the phone. We got them coming up in just a few minutes. I think Dr. Tom wants to talk about the book again.
Make more, or have more money now.
I want to make sure Howard Finkel gets this book.
Howard needs this book. Howard needs this book. Have More Money Now by Bradshaw. Comes out July 22nd.
July 22nd, Josh.
Yes. All right.
Looking forward to reading that. I haven't got an advance copy yet, so I guess I'll have to wait and go to the local bookstore and pick it up. So now, as we're waiting for La Resistance, we're going to go to a clip now. This is from Raw 2 months ago. This is La Resistance taking on Scott Steiner and Test. La Resistance making a huge impact in the WWE on the Raw side, and now joining us on the phone is Sylvain Grenier. Sylvain, what's up?
How are you?
Sylvain on the phone with Josh Matthews, Zach Gowen, and Dr. Tom.
Sly?
Guys.
Yeah. You know, the question is, how are you? You and Rene Dupree have been tag team champions for what?
For it's going to be 3 months pretty soon.
That's quite a while to hold on to those titles, and you guys have been very successful. But
yes.
Quite honestly, you seem to have just dropped out of the sky here in World Wrestling Entertainment. We first saw you as a referee, and then all of a sudden we see you as part of a new team from France, and you guys captured the World Wrestling Entertainment Tag Team Championship. Tell us a little bit about your background. I understand that you did a little modeling, or you did a little volunteer firework. What did you do, man?
What's that about?
No, what's that a boot?
What's that a boot?
What is that a boot?
What's a boot?
Yes.
Tell us about your modeling background. I'm interested in hearing about that.
When after school, I started doing some casting to be an actor, and finally ended up doing modeling in Europe for a couple of years, and that's how I make a living for until I got 23, and after that I started working out to get bigger, and that's how I get into wrestling.
Well, who was your? How did you actually make the connection into wrestling? Who did you watch, or who did you? How did you get your foot in the door, so to speak?
The foot in the door happened in Florida. I was down for a shoot for a magazine down in Florida near Tampa, and I met Mr. Pat Patterson down in Montreal a few months earlier on a golf course, and actually invited me to see a show live in Tampa. And I went early in the afternoon, and the Broken Brawler, Steve Lombardi, brought me in the ring and showed me a couple of moves and make me feel the mat. And that's how it all started, because Steve Lombardi came back to Pat Patterson and said, "Hey, that kid is a little athletic. He's kind of small, but he's got good athletic ability." And after that, I had the choice and the privilege to go to Dory Funk School for a week down in Ocala, Florida, and that's how it all began.
Wow.
So you went to school for a week, and then all of a sudden, did you watch wrestling growing up? Did you watch WWE?
Yes. When I was a kid, I had a ring in my backyard, and all my neighbors was passing through. I was playing Hulk Hogan and against all those boys, the British Bulldogs, and I was a big fan of wrestling at the time. But in Canada, it's not like the United States. We had one show a week that was on Sunday morning, and after a while, because where I'm from, we're French, they stopped the show because there was only English version, and they didn't have the French anymore, and we couldn't keep watching, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
They stopped the show after a while.
Anyone out there listening and watching, give us a call if you got questions for Sly at 188-LIVE-WWE. Sly, we're going to be joined here in just a few moments, I think. Phil, yeah, right now? Sly, we're going to be joined here right now by your partner in crime, so to speak, Rene Dupree.
Oh, sounds good.
Rene, how are you? You're on the phone with Josh Matthews, Zach Gowen, and Dr. Tom.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, Rene? We
got it all going on right now, Rene. We've been talking to your partner just a few minutes here and asking him how he got his start in the business, and we know a little bit about you, but why don't you go ahead and tell us how you actually got started in the business too, about your dad and what it's like to be actually the youngest superstar on the roster right now.
Well, I got started first of all just working with wrestling since I was like a little kid. Everything from like selling pictures to help setting up the ring to being a referee, to eventually actually starting to wrestle at 14. And it's always been in my blood to do it, you know, so to be the youngest champion in WWE history is probably one of the greatest accomplishments that anyone, I figure, who's ever set foot in a squared circle could accomplish, I guess. And, you know, for me, it's just one step further to my ultimate goal, which is to maybe become the youngest world champion ever, but, you know, that's down the line sometime.
Live match or talking on the microphone in front of a live audience?
Excuse me?
Which is more nerve-wracking, working a match in front of a live audience, or talking on the microphone in front of a live audience?
Actually, when you started for the first time, like the first time I had my first match, and probably everyone who's ever wrestled remembers their first match. It's probably one of the most scariest things that you'll ever have to do. But I mean, you still get nervous once you go out there, but I think the nervousness just goes away once you get that high of being in front of the crowd. I mean, there's nothing like it. It's the ultimate drug, just being in front of those people, and everyone who's meant to be there understands what I'm saying when I talk about that high. As far as being nervous when speaking in front of the crowd, I think that takes time as well, but some people are just natural at it. And but once you're able to control the people with the microphone skills, it's probably even a greater high than actually controlling them with your wrestling skills. So.
Cool. Let me going on pretty much that same theme. It's got to be nerve-wracking, and not so much, I would think, for Renee as much as you, Sly. Coming into the business, coming into this business, and automatically being catapulted to the top, and being backstage with a lot of veterans who don't know who you are, don't know how you got there, and it really would have to be something. I would think, as a rookie, I was more nervous being backstage than I was going out in front of the crowd. But how have you guys been handling it? Because you were handed, I mean, you guys are French, but you come in and obviously put in this position. You would be fools not to run with it, but at the same time, how has the reaction been backstage?
I think from my point of view, everybody has been so nice to us because, like you said, we're rookie. We've been kept laid on the top right away, and everybody has been really helpful. For my part, because I'm so new in this business compared to Renee, and Renee and all the other guys who's been in longer and all the veterans in WWE has been so nice to us and so understanding and helpful. Can't ask for better than that. Everybody's on their side right now.
It's awesome. You guys are definitely, just on a roll here, especially on Raw and, in WWE, and looking forward to seeing you guys, in tag team and then even, in singles eventually. You guys both looking forward to being singles guys, or you comfortable with your position here now?
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm cutting out here. What are you saying?
Renee, you mentioned that your ultimate goal is to be the the world heavyweight champion. Is that something that you're looking for, long term, or is this something that you want to be a tag team wrestler for a long time and explore avenues in this area?
I've been a wrestling fan my whole life. I consider myself still to be a wrestling fan, and I believe that every world champion that has ever been also grew up being a fan. And that would be the ultimate goal, the ultimate accomplishment in this business is to become, a WWE champion. That's the highest level that you can reach. And myself being as young as I am, and just having that determination and having that passion for what I do, I don't want to just be in second place. I don't want to just be labeled as, a guy who was on the card. I want to be, someday, hopefully,
you want to be the best.
The guy that headlined WrestleMania, the guy who drew the largest crowds, the largest gates. It might sound far-fetched, but that's the way I see myself. I don't want to be a movie star. I don't want to be a singing star. I want to be a professional wrestling star, and that's just me.
Well, it's something Chris Jericho also aspired to be, and he accomplished that goal as well. I want to ask you real quick, Renee, and then we'll get another question for Sly, but where is it? This is an email from George from New York City. George wants to know where you came up with that silly little dance.
Silly dance? Are you kidding me?
This is George.
Does George realize how hard I worked on those? Actually, growing up, I was a huge fan of the model Rick Martel, and I remember him doing that little dance, and me just, popping for it every time he'd use it. So I tried to do it just like him. I don't know if I pulled it off as well as he did, but hopefully the people appreciate it, and hopefully they'll realize that I'm trying to entertain them when I'm using it.
Sly?
Yes, sir.
Sly, question for you. Do you feel more comfortable speaking English or French?
Obviously French.
Well, do you feel more comfortable speaking English or more comfortable speaking in your native tongue, French?
When I'm in Montreal, I really like to speak French, but because I live in the United States for several months, I'm all around American people, I'm losing my French right now.
So you're a big fan of the American people, right?
Huh?
You're a big fan of the American people.
Yes, I'm so happy to be a kind of citizen right now. I enjoy every minute that I pass in this beautiful country.
I see. And have you found a lot of people returning the same sentiment towards you? I mean, especially with the American feeling towards the French right now. Do you find people being nice back to you?
Most of the people are really nice, but it's like when we come out from the show, me and Renee, everybody is happy to see us. But when we turn around, they're really happy. Then chanting name to us also. But that's a part of the job, right?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah. You guys are doing a hell of a job. I just want to say that as WWE Tag Team Champions. And, of course, I wish you all the success in the world. You guys deserve it. And at the same time, there will come a time when you have to realize that you have to choose, do you want to continue with the team? Do you guys want to be a team? Or will that time ever come when you're going to split and go your separate ways? Either way it comes about, I think both you guys have a tremendous future here in World Wrestling Entertainment.
That's right.
Thank you, Tom.
No doubt about that. Listen, guys, WWE Tag Team Champions, we appreciate you guys being on the show today. And, have a good time. We'll see you at Raw. Where's Raw going to be at this Monday?
Well, that would be in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, California.
Sly, I'm sure you're a big fan of L.A.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, listen, enjoy your time out in California. Appreciate you guys being on the show. Renee, Sly, thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you very much, guys.
All right, guys, take care.
La Resistance.
You know what?
The future of the WWE.
I agree with you, man. These two guys have caught a lot of hell for coming in. And of course, not everybody, especially those grizzled veterans in the locker room, take too kindly to a couple of young punk rookies like these guys.
And me too.
Yeah, and you too, especially. You're a young punk rookie too.
I am.
Coming in and trying to make their way. But that is a character builder in my estimation. That's something that if you can take that, if you can take the locker room heat, and still survive, then you got something going on here. And have I mentioned, I just want to send another shout out to Howard Fink.
Howard. Oh.
Hey, Fink. All
Fink.
right, man. Hey, right arm, man.
Hey, Howard.
Paid every time you say Fink's
No. But it kind of
wanna
just
say
makes him
hi.
understand that I know he's watching.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
We like to
Hey,
think
he's a big
watching.
fan of yours.
You already mentioned that before.
Yeah, I'm going to mention it again.
We got a few minutes left here on Bite This. We're going to take some phone calls for Zach. We got someone on the
5:27.
phone right now. Who is it? Heather's calling from Toronto. Heather, you're on the phone with Zach Gowen. What's up?
Heather.
Hi, Zach.
Hello, Heather.
Me and my cousin Carrie have a question for you.
Sure.
First, we want to tell you that we love you a lot.
Oh, thank you.
Now, we know you just debuted in SmackDown a couple months ago.
Right.
How does it feel to already be a main eventer and to be working with the McMahons?
If I feel overwhelmed, actually. I'm a little uncomfortable with the position I'm in, too. I was under the impression I'd come in and I'd start working out with the with the cruiserweight division, but you come in, you get thrown right into the mix with the main event with the big guys, and well, you just gotta hold on for the ride and enjoy it. And I'm just having fun right now.
Thanks, Heather, for that phone call. I think we're going to be taking more phone calls for Zach as the operators over there are trying to decipher from him. So we got SmackDown coming up tonight. SmackDown's going to be off the hook as usual. The U.S. title semifinals will continue. We got Chris Benoit taking on Matt Hardy. You guys
Should be
favorites in that match?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Dr. Tom.
I've got to say that Chris Benoit has been on a roll, been off a roll actually, and Matt Hardy is looking very, very good. As much as I am a big fan of Chris Benoit, I've got to go with Hardy tonight.
Really?
I'm gonna have to disagree with you. Matt Hardy has been on a roll as of late, but you can't underestimate the intensity, the wrestling ability of Chris Benoit. When you do that, you're gonna get bitten by the rabid Wolverine.
I don't underestimate anybody except you.
Me or Zach?
You, not Zach.
Okay. Well, and then the other side of the coin, the other semifinal match is Eddie Guerrero taking on Billy Gunn. And, of course, Tori Wilson will be down in the ringside. We know Billy Gunn, that whole deal. Who do you guys think? Dr. Tom?
Well, Eddie Guerrero he's had a change of attitude as of late. Put him through Tajiri right through the car window.
That's the truck window, pal.
The truck window, I apologize.
No
the
problem.
windshield, actually. The windshield, yeah. But Billy Gunn, he made his return. He's been on a roll. I don't know. I look for. I'm gonna go with Billy Gunn in that match. It's a toss-up.
I like the fact that Eddie's changed his attitude. I like the fact that he's gone back to the old Latino heat, man, because that's what he needed to do. That was adding the spark to it, and that was the spark that was missing. I got to go with Latino heat for all the way, man.
Well, there you go. And, of course, the finals of the U.S. title tournament will take place at Vengeance, July 27th, live from Denver, Colorado, the Pepsi Center. Can't wait for that. Just a couple of weeks away. Also tonight on SmackDown, Ultimo Dragon takes on Jamie Noble, and this is an international dream match.
Yes.
This one right here.
You know, yeah, I think Jamie Noble is pretty excited about wrestling Ultimo Dragon as well. And this is a match between two guys who know their wrestling. They understand the risks that are involved, and it's going to be, I think, exciting. And you add Nidia to the mix, it's going to be something that a lot of people want to see.
Yes. Jamie Noble, the $827,000 man, and also tonight, your SmackDown main event is a 3-on-1 handicap match. Kurt Angle takes on the Big Show and the world's greatest tag team.
The self-proclaimed world's greatest tag team.
You know what, though? It ain't bragging if you can back it up, you know, and these guys are backing it up.
Oh, they got the
They're
Haas
good.
and Benjamin are backing this up, man. They took the titles back, and they have really proved that they just might be the world's greatest tag team ever.
And at Vengeance, these guys will get a chance to prove it once again when they take on the team of Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio.
I'm not too sure about Kidman and Mysterio as a team. Maybe as opponents, but as a team, I'm not too sure that they can click. I have my doubts just because I think Rey, and I like Rey Mysterio, don't get me wrong, but I think Rey is riding that cloud right now, being the Cruiserweight champion and coming out with all the adulation of the fans. And Billy's been sitting home, and now he's just getting his feet back wet and back in the action here in World Wrestling Entertainment. So I don't know about being a team.
I don't mean to cut you off there, Tom, but you have to keep in mind that Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio are former WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions. They've teamed together in the past. They've done tremendous matches, and I think this should be no different.
Yeah, maybe former champions, I think is the key word, former.
Find out at Vengeance when the WWE Tag Team titles will be on the line. So much going to happen tonight on SmackDown, as well as next week right here on Bite This, The Big Show. And I see that he is confirmed. I got that big letters there. Confirmed The Big Show. We're trying to get John Cena, so that's not yet confirmed yet, but hopefully we'll get the Doctor of Thugonomics here on Bite This. I want to thank Zach Gowen for being our special guest in the studio today. Zach, I hope it wasn't too painful for you in the last hour.
Not at all. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Dr. Tom, as always, thank you very much.
Yeah, sure.
And we're going to end now with something that the Fink really enjoys. I heard from you, Dr. Tom.
He loves this, man.
This is, of course, we've done this for 2 weeks now. It's the third week of the Freakin' Weekend. Freakin' Rican. Is that how I say it?
Hey, Bob Bradshaw's book.
With his 2-minute recap of Raw. I'm going to send it now live from Puerto Rico.
That's not the freaking
Yo, what's up? This is the freaking Rican that all you mommies been seeking, coming to you live on Bite This with my only 2 minutos of fame, you feel me? Yo, man, me and my boy Gabi, we laid it down this weekend. We was doing our little reggaeton thing, and we had all the mommies on the tip, you feel me? Now, Freakin' Rican is going to give you my top 5 divas, Freakin' Rican style. Then after that, you could log on to the Bite This homepage and lay it down yourself and tell me who your number 1 mommy is, you feel me? Now, coming through at number 5 is Jazz. Jazz, man, ay Dios mío, esta muchacha, yo, she's big, man, and if you mess with her, she'll bust that ass. I'm not playing with her. I wonder who wears the pants in her relationships, you feel me? Now, number 4, Gail Kim. Fu Wang, Chu Kai, whoever she is, she's doing her thing, and she's got the gold. 3-0, what a start, baby, what a start. Number 3 is Stacy. Woo, legs, she's got the booty, She is fine and divine. That mommy is off the ringer. You know what I'm saying? She's hanging with the big Papa Pump fella. Yo, I hope you can do that all night long, homie, because the freaking Rican can. You feel me? My next mommy is Nydia. She's repping the Boricuas. Hootie hoo! You know what I'm saying? They need to give her some more run because that mommy is fine. You feel me? Now, coming through at number 1, Tori Wilson. That mommy is like, bam! Bam! She's got the fatty. She's got everything working for her. I also saw her little Playboy issue. She was off the hook. Now, don't forget, log on to the Bite This homepage. This is the freaking Rican once again that all you mommies been seeking. Shout out to all my homies in the set. Peace. Naples.